Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. So good to see everyone on this beautiful day. This is day 1558 of the Daily Antidote of Song brought to us by the fabulous folks at Carpe Diem Arts. Welcome to the Daily Antidote of Song and our wonderful guest today, our beloved Dr. Kim Harris, who's been with us many times, and we're so happy to have her again. Before we turn it over to her, I'd like to say hello to every single person in this room. Good morning and welcome. It may not be morning where you are, but welcome to the Daily Antidote of Song. Welcome, Dr. Kim. So good to have you with us today, coming in from New Orleans. Thank you, Erin, for being here and making us look and sound so good. Hello to Joe in New Hampshire. Hello, Susan G in Cincinnati. Hoda in British Columbia. Hello, Benet in Berkeley. Carolyn in Boise. Kathleen in Albuquerque. Trish in Victoria. Caroline in DC. Jamie in Victoria. Ruth in Birmingham. Becky and Sheila and Adele and Marcia in Huntsville, Ontario, Bob in Albany, Dorian Ollie, Athena in Brooklyn, Pauline in Newcastle, Storm in the Zoomiverse in Massachusetts, Annette in California, Mabel and the Bears, and Cricket Dancing in Maryland. Where am I? Oh my goodness. Sarah in Texas, Nancy in Washington, Juana La Tejana, Elizabeth in California, Aloysius in Massachusetts, Diane in Massachusetts also, Kevin in DC, Gary in Massachusetts, Cornerstone Co-Housing. Welcome to everyone here on the Daily Antidote of Song. If I didn't get you on the way in, I certainly will on the way out. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Daily Antidote of Song. Welcome to Dr. Kim Harris coming to us from the beautiful town of New Orleans. So glad to have you with us today. Tell us what we're going to do.
Thank you. Yes. Hi, everybody. And yes, you say, what are you doing in New Orleans? I am on the faculty of the Institute for Black Catholic Studies, and I'm teaching a course here. It's a graduate intensive course, 3 weeks. Oh my gosh. And it's a spirit, you know. So for today, what we're going to do is this is an arrangement from Ysaye Barnwell, and she has three spirituals that she links together. Now, just because of all kinds of technical things, I was able to record one part of it, and then we all can sing the other parts of it. So, but we'll have some fun. So. It's the three spirituals are well, Issei says the first one is the mud, where you that's what she calls it. Says you just sing wade in the water, wade in the water. You sing that lots. And then the second part is where you actually sing wade in the water, God's gonna trouble the water. And then the third one is I wanna die easy when I die. And I'll talk a little bit about that afterward, but let's just get started. Now, for that first section, and you can send any of these sections you want. That first section, the mud, is just wade in the water, wade in the water, wade in the water, wade in the water, and just keep singing that wade in the water, wade in the water. That is the mud from what Ysaye Barnwell says. Then the second part is just the chorus of wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Come on and wade in the water. Wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Now, the third one that we will layer on top of that is a spiritual that says, I want to die easy when I die. I want to die easy when I die. I want to die easy. When I die, shout salvation as I rise. I want to die easy when I die. It goes like this. I want to die easy when I die. I want to die easy when I die. I want to die easy when I die. Shout salvation as I rise. I want to die easy when I die. Do that one again. I want to die easy when I die. I want to die easy when I die. I want to die easy when I die. Shout salvation as I rise. I want to die easy when I die. Now, I've been having a great time teaching this course on spirituals, and I told them when they were assigning the rooms, I said, you better put me in a room over in the corner because we're going to be singing. One of the other professors is teaching ethics right across the hall, but he says that, from my room is the soundtrack for his class. So it works out well. All right, so let's see if I can get this mud going here. Wade in the water, 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 wade in the water. All right, now wade in the water, wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Come on and wade in the water. Wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Now we're layering the other one on top. I wanna die easy when I die. I wanna die easy when I die. I wanna die easy when I die. Shout salvation as I rise. I wanna die easy when I die. 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 Shout salvation as I rise. I wanna die easy when I die. Wade in the water, wade in the water, wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water, wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble 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 the water. Wade in the water, wade in the water, wade in. Oh yes, thank you all. It's amazing how those songs just, I love the way you say put them together like that. And there are many of the spirituals that you can, layer with each other. But just to give you a little tiny touch of what I've been talking about with my students, uh, Aaron, if you can put this in the chat for me, it's a book called The Spirituals and the Blues, and it is by James Cone. The Spirituals and the Blues by James Cone. And it was written, 50 years ago. And it's really fantastic because what he does is that he's really thinking about these songs theologically. Like how are these songs about God talk? But it's also talking about the lived experience of the slaves. Now, Elise, have you seen this book before?
I have not, but I have learned that that medley, as you were calling it, by Dr. Barnwell, and she calls them Quodlibets.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, she does. Say
collection
that
of
word again. How do you
Quodlibets.
how do you spell that word? Put that word in the chat.
I'll
Yes,
put it
I
in the
forgot.
chat. Yeah, Quodlibets.
Yes, to put those together like that. Now, hang on a second here.
She has an actual collection, a book that I have called that's of Quodlibets, of several different spirituals that can be sung together, and it's really wonderful. Yeah.
Yes, and actually, I've got that book too. It was one of the only ones I didn't get to bring down here. I'm always traveling around. I have like one suitcase that's clothes and another suitcase that's books. And at the time, they're always like, okay, what's in this suitcase? Why is it so heavy? Well,
Hmm.
so yes. But here's a little bit about what James Cone says about this. And I was lucky enough when I was studying both my Master of Divinity and my PhD, I was at Union Theological Seminary, and James Cone was one of my professors.
Wow.
Very lucky for that. And the first time I turned in a paper about spirituals, it was before I knew he had written this book, and I was
Oh,
nervous.
oh,
I said, "Oh boy, what's he gonna think?" And he was like, "Yay, somebody's writing on spirituals." So this is just very funny.
great.
So what he's talking about, this is in the chapter. It's called God and Black Suffering. And this is part of what he says. He says, because of Jesus' death and resurrection, black slaves did not believe that death was ultimate. It was inevitable and perhaps a dreadful experience, but it did not have the last word. And so in the spirituals, you can hear things like, when I get to heaven, I will sing and tell how I did shun both death and hell. Or
Wow.
sometimes you might hear a verse that says, when I get to heaven, gonna sing and shout, and nobody there gonna turn me out.
Yes.
Those kinds of things. And then they were also saying that they would also sing about, don't mourn for me because I'm going to heaven. Do not mourn for me. Now, of course, he and many of us scholars want to make sure that people know they weren't saying pie in the sky when you die, that
Hmm.
heaven was definitely part of it, was that experience of changing things right down here where we are. And of course, as you all know, heaven could also be a secret code word for Canada or one of the states in the north that had abolished slavery. So there are a lot of ways that he could talk about it. But this is what he says in particular about that song, I Want to Die Easy. He said, for black slaves, Christ was the fixed point of certainty in a world of uncertainties and contradictions and death. And he bestowed upon the people a status of being, enabling them to transcend death. They could therefore accept death and ask their loved ones not to weep. But they only made a request that they be allowed to die like Jesus died. and to die a good death. And to die easy meant to go with a free will and meant that you would be accepted into heaven and become what God had always wanted them to be. And it meant that they left their burdens at the river, they left their burdens in the valley, and evil was no longer a problem. I want to die easy when I die.
Dr.
And
Kim,
it's
I think we all wish that we could be in New Orleans and take your class with you.
it's really been something. And what's great is that I would have had some of my class come here, but they're all taking a morning class, so I could,
Oh,
yeah, otherwise I would have had them sort of gather with me up here and we could sing together.
oh, do all the parts. That would be so good.
And we sang this. They love this Quadley bit, and we were leading morning prayer for the whole community yesterday, and so we sang this song, "Wade in the Water." And as we walked around, actually, I walked around sprinkling people with holy water. It was quite the gathering. But there's so many good singers here, so.
Awesome. Well, let's sing it again. I know that you have to grab the bus to get to your next class, and
Yes, I do.
we
Now
will.
there's one thing that I do want to share with people. Now hold on, let's see if I can do this correctly. If you are in the New Orleans area, there is a wonderful seminar this Sunday. This Sunday, right here on Xavier New Orleans campus, and it's at 3 o'clock in the Convocation Annex. And it's about uh, Father Clarence Joseph Rufus Rivers. And he was incredible. He was writing music and using spirituals in Catholic liturgy even before the time of the Second Vatican Council. So he's one of our real foundational people and talking about Black aesthetics in Catholic liturgy. And it's going to be presented by Ron Harbour, who is a liturgist, composer, and musician, and actually worked with Father Rivers. So that is fantastic. So if you are in the New Orleans area, it's right here on campus at 3 o'clock on Sunday, July 15th. Okay, yes, so I got to get myself together because I don't want to miss the shuttle. Don't want to be walking in this hot, soupy weather.
All right.
All right. So here we go. So now y'all can do the mud. So I think I'll have the Wade in the Water play here on my voice memo. Later on, I have to figure out how I can get my garage band to work again. Okay, you ready? Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. I wanna die. Wade in the water. When I die. Wade in the water. I wanna die. Wade in the water. When I die. God's gonna trouble the water. I wanna die. Wade when I die. Shout salvation as I rise. I wanna die in the water. When I die, God's gonna trouble the water. I wanna die in the water. When I die, wade in the water. I wanna die in the water. When I die, God's gonna trouble the water. I wanna die easy when I die. Shout salvation as I rise. I wanna die in the water. When I die, God's gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. All
Oh,
right.
thank you so much. Thank you so, so much. Everyone was so, so engaged with that, and we heard all the different parts happening at once. And I didn't realize you can actually sing the I Want to Die Easy as a round. You can start in the second half and start back. So there was lots of harmonies going on there. Thank you so much, Dr. Kim. We know that you have to run and
Welcome. Bye bye, everybody. I look forward to seeing you again. Always great to
bye,
be on
Dr.
the Daily
Kim.
Antidote of Song. Mwah!
Thank you so much. And before you all go, I have a couple of very important announcements. Number one, Deeper Than the Skin is still available for a short amount of time. You can find that information in the chat. The link for the article is in the chat. Joe, you can correct me if I'm wrong. And then the beautiful album that's just come out on Smithsonian Folkways of Sonia Cohen Kramer. There's a CD release concert for that album, and that link is also in the article in the chat. And the exciting news is that all of the donations that come in for both of those events will be going to the Daily Antidote of Song, and that is a wonderful big deal. And thank you so much to the Smithsonian and also to the Deeper Than the Skin folks for supporting the Daily Antidote in that way. So before we sign off, as you are looking at, oh, look at that. Let's see what's happening this week. I don't even know what today is, the 11th. So tomorrow we have Katie Carr. Then we have Rowan Corbett, and finishing off the week with Sally Rogers. It's going to be a beautiful week finishing up at the Daily Antidote. Of course, every day at the Daily Antidote is special. I'd like to say a special thank you and farewell to each and every one of you. Thank you to Aaron for making us look and sound so good. Joe for getting us all together from day one. Susan G in Cincinnati, thank you for being here again. Hoda, singing on British Columbia. Mabel and Bob and the Bears in Massachusetts. Carolyn in Boise, Kathleen in Albuquerque. I'm going to see you next week. I'm so excited. Caroline in DC, Jamie in Victoria, Ruth in Birmingham, Sheila in Florida, Laris in the UK, Bob in Albany, Dan in Vienna, Dory and Ollie in Rhode Island, Athena in Brooklyn, Storm in the Zoomiverse in Massachusetts, Annette in California, Becky in Vancouver, Kevin with your beautiful flute in DC, Sandy in Maryland, Cricket dancing in Maryland, Adele on your iPhone, Pauline in Newcastle. Oh my goodness, where am I? Diane driving, be really careful in Massachusetts, the Curly Tops in Vermont, LMG in Connecticut, Gary finding a solution, Aloysius in Massachusetts, Elizabeth in California, Juana La Tejana, Nancy and your Irish cow, Sarah in Texas, Kay in Texas too, Anne in Silver Spring, Trish in Victoria, Benet in Berkeley, Pauline in Newcastle, and am I back to the beginning? I think I am. Thank you, everyone. I had to go from the back to see where I could be back. Thank you, everyone, for being here on the Daily Antidote of Song. Have a beautiful rest of your day. See you soon.